Hey, Christine Faulkner here with Cava and Faulkner, Elk Grove and Sacramento's Living Trust and Estate Lawyer. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Christine's Family Wealth Secrets. And today we're here to talk about Tony Hsieh and a couple of the mistakes he made in not planning and how you can avoid that for your family. So many of you may know Tony Hsieh is the CEO of Zappos. He is also a Harvard graduate who had a lot of money. He created a business called Link Exchange, which was sold to Microsoft at the end of the 90s for $265 million. So needless to say, he was uber wealthy and both single and no children. And he passed away in a pretty mysterious house fire at the end of November 2020, very unexpectedly at the age of 46. So what does this mean for his family, and how can you learn from his mistakes and make sure that this doesn't happen to you? And why do you want to make sure that this doesn't happen to you or your family? So what will happen is his family is now going to be tied up in court unnecessarily for years. There may be assets that he owned that his family knows nothing about, so they may be lost to the Department of Unclaimed Property. And unfortunately, when people don't create a plan and they leave a mess for their family, frankly, it damages their reputation. So we are all busy. There is no doubt that this young man who is in his mid to late 40s was busy living life large. He was too busy to create a plan, and many folks think that just because folks are uber wealthy and they have accumulated a lot of wealth, that they will necessarily do the right and responsible thing. And in fact, we know from history, recent history, in fact, Prince, Aretha Franklin, people who have acquired a lot of celebrity and money over the years have failed to create any kind of planning for their family. And the thing is that their families are no different than yours. Despite the fact that they may have multi-millions, their family still does not want to go through the process of probate, having to go through an unnecessary court process. Their families still want things to be easy, quick, and expeditious, as well as private. So here's how you can make sure that this doesn't happen to you, even though I know you are busy as well, as we all are. That's the number one reason that people don't create a plan is inertia. They get too busy with life. They think they're too young and nothing will ever happen, but we know that that is not the case. So number one, think about why creating a will or a trust or an estate plan is important to you. What is it about either protecting your assets or your reputation with your family that might make it appropriate for you to do this? Many of my clients really care deeply about what their family thinks about them, and they want to do the right thing by their family. And in the process, they get to maintain a very high reputation with the people that they love the most. Something that may or may not come out in the wash with Tony Hsieh, because he did not create a plan, and his family is going to have to give both their time and money to this process when he could have made it much easier for them. Number two, do you have the resources to pay for the probate process, which can be quite costly? Now, we know in Tony Hsieh's case, he absolutely has the resources to pay everything that will have to be paid. But being an altruistic individual as he was, I imagine that it would have even been his preference that the money that is going to be lost in the probate process, which will be a pretty penny, believe me, he probably would have preferred that money go to various charities that he supported. The question for you is, how could you use the money that would be spent on an unnecessary probate process, or rather, how could your family use that money, which could be considerable in the, tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on what your assets look like at the moment. I know many people, when they hear the cost of probate, are quite shocked and think about in their own lives, what could they do with an extra $20,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 or more? So I'd encourage you to think about that and question whether you want to make the same mistake that Tony Hsieh made, which was not to make the time to at least get educated about what you need to protect both your assets and the people that you love the most. So check out our article today. We're going to have part 2 of the article next week, so tune in next Monday for that as well. If you like our content, please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and let us know in the comment section what you would like to hear about, and we will create that content for you. Thanks so much for tuning in to another edition of Christine's Family Wealth Secrets, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.